What's up, guys? I'm so excited to show you the progress that I've made on the fenders. They've come a long way, and I put a lot of work into them, but it's kind of boring. Like, it's just sanding and priming and sanding some more and bondoing and sanding and fiberglassing and sanding. But I wanted to show it to you anyway and show you some tricks that I used, some things that I did that I think really worked out pretty well. I have the fenders in primer, so I'll show you that too at the end of the video. They look really, really good. So I'm not going to do any more body working videos. I've still got a little bit more work that I have to do on them just to make them fit correctly. But it's just boring to watch, in my opinion. If you like watching it, let me know, and I'll post more pictures or videos or whatever of me doing some body working. But I think for these, the next video I post is going to be when I paint them, which should be pretty soon. Anyway, so what I did basically was I pulled them off the car. I sanded all of the fiberglass down, the fiberglass filler that I had put on them. I sanded it down as smooth as I could get it until it was just low spots. So I knocked all the high spots down until it was just low spots. And then I filled basically everything that I built with Bondo. So I just covered everything in Bondo, and most of it came off. The goal was just to sand off pretty much all the Bondo and leave it in the low spots. And I used a really heavy grit on a DA sander to do that. And I just sanded and sanded and sanded and sanded until there wasn't any Bondo left. Once I started seeing the fender come through the Bondo, I would put more Bondo on just to make sure that the surface was completely level and all the low spots were filled. There's a couple things that I did that I think were pretty creative and that worked out really well for me. The bottom of these fenders, where it kind of rolls underneath, was really wavy and didn't look very good. And so what I did was I took some fiberglass filler, the fiberglass reinforced filler, and I spread it onto the bottom of the fender. And then I took a piece of wood that kind of had some like primer on it, something that the fiberglass wouldn't stick to. And I placed the fender on top of that and then clamped it into place and let it dry overnight. And what that did is it gave me a really, really smooth bottom surface, one that I really wouldn't even have to sand. And then it also made the fender level and square on the bottom. And so all I had to do after that was sand it down to make it level, and I had this really nice edge, this really smooth, like finished looking edge on the bottom of my fender, which I'm really, really happy with how that came out. Another thing that I had to do is these scoops were probably the hardest part of the entire thing, mainly because they're kind of a complex shape. Hindsight, I kind of wish I wouldn't have made the one on the bottom, but it's already there and I've already kind of done the work, so whatever, I'm gonna roll with it. But I had to use my finger to smooth all that Bondo out inside of there, and then I had to use my finger to sand. I had to use like the roundness of my finger to get the roundness of the scoop, whereas I was able to use the DA sander everywhere else, so it made the scoops take a lot longer. The rear pieces, the parts that kind of cut back into the bumper, were super easy to do. So I think on the front fenders, I'm not gonna do any kind of scoops or anything. I'm just gonna do something similar to the rear of the rear fenders, and it should make the front fenders come along a lot quicker. So when I put the fender on to the car, it fits pretty well. There's some places where it's kind of off the car too far, and it's just where Bondo is kind of built up on that edge. So I've got to pull them back off and sand those areas down, just those high spots. But the fender looks really, really good. I'm really happy with it, and it's pretty smooth. I've got a few places that I've got to knock down, but overall I'm super, super happy with the way the fender came out, with the way it fits, the way it looks. So I'm going to start sanding it down, getting it really smooth, filling in all the sanding scratches that I made with the 40 grit and 50 grit papers that I was using, so that I'll be ready for paint. So in the next video, I will be painting these fenders. I'm hoping to get that out in the next week. It's Christmas week, so that may not happen. That may take me 2 weeks to do, but I am going to be doing that, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really, really excited to have these things done, and I've learned a ton. I know a lot more about how to do this and how to make this stuff work for me and make it work quicker. So the front fender should be a lot faster process. I don't think I'm going to break it into a bunch of different videos. I think I'm just going to work on them over the course of time, kind of behind the scenes while I do other things on my car, and then just make one video that's the entire front fender build. I think it'll be a lot more interesting to watch. Anyway, thank you guys for keeping up with this. I know I sound kind of nasty right now. I've been sick. I've had bronchitis and still trying to get over that, but appreciate you guys. Make sure you like this video if you like it. Make sure to pick up a t-shirt to help support our builds. I've got a new build coming up soon. I'll announce it really as soon as these fenders get done. I'll announce the new build, and these shirts are going to go a long way to help that build move quickly. So love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. See you soon.